Most people would feel extremely blessed to witness or experience a single miracle in a lifetime. Corey has had several, but the one that was most noticeable was when he finally gained the ability to speak.
We were told that he never would, so we started to learn sign language and other ways to communicate with him. At the age of 5, Corey had no words. He could make sounds, but couldn't put them together to form words. At 5.5, he said, "Mama," for the very first time. And shortly thereafter, he spoke his very first sentence, "I am happy today." And we were all happy in that moment.
The details behind those several months are more than we have time for, but God was all over it and showed up and showed off in so many ways. Our heroes, we call them earth angels, are everyone who pointed us to or acted as the hands and feet of Jesus throughout our journey. One in particular is Mary Ann. An example of God in the details is that he orchestrated our meeting in Lamaze class with our first children.
Mary Ann was the first to hold Corey beside his parents, and as a special ed teacher, she helped us navigate the early years of advocating for and leveraging resources that were available to us. To this day, she calls him every morning, Monday through Friday, to connect on her way to work to where she teaches at her school. She is without question our unlikely hero and a model of what it looks like to be an earth angel, especially to Corey.
Growing up, I grew up here in the United States, but I came from a foreign country, which is Africa, East Africa. It was pretty difficult when I first got to the US, speaking a different language, going to school, and having everything different than what you're usually seeing. And just being African, it wasn't pretty popular. Going to school, walking in the hallway, and people just looking at you different. Going to basketball games, even though we played great, they'll call us dark screen TVs. So it just led up to a lot of anger. So it's a lot of hurt that came and caused in my life. Consider my brother. My junior year of high school, he slid through. During that time, I was basically in the streets. Basically, we were doing activities, productive activities. It didn't really give me time to be in the streets, getting in trouble, getting in a fight, getting in shootouts, just because he was there and he was like, "Yo, now and then we'll talk about the Bible, every night before I go to the crib." Having him around was the first time I can be a little brother. And he just always been around my life ever since.
The year 2020 was a year of challenge and clarity for many people. For us, it was in our marriage. We had to get really honest about things that had happened over the years within our marriage and how hurtful those things were. We were questioning if we could move on and if God could heal our childhood trauma and the broken foundation we built our marriage on.
We feared that our marriage was going to crumble in the midst of trying to heal. But God sent Pastor Ben from Hope West Des Moines to speak truth, love, and life into us individual and met with us until we truly believed it.
In 2022, we decided that it was time to renew our vows and recommit ourselves to each other and to God.
It was time to really build our marriage on a solid foundation.
What we learned from our hero is the value of showing up. What we also learned from Jesus is that when somebody's going through something hard, to be like Jesus, we need to show up.
Coming to Christ, it's you can tell him about anything. He knows you, certain of no condemnation. That comfortability led also to my confidence of me. I feel accepted.
And we can both truly say that God is a waymaker, a healer, a restorer, and a redeemer. He can restore anything that is broken. All you have to do is have faith.